Lauren's up there.
Yeah, there she is. She's waiting to be admitted. Are we good?
We are live.
Excellent. Welcome, everybody. It is February the 24th, and this is our Renfrew Public Library Board meeting for this month. Sarah, could you please do roll call?
Of course. Donna, this is out of order now. Chair Tracy Stevens.
Present.
Donna Clark.
Present.
Heather Dale.
Present.
Lauren Davidson.
I'm present. I can't see anybody in the meeting though.
Let's see what happened there. I believe she'll be joining us. Jane Donnelly.
Present.
Jason Legree.
He sent regrets.
And Haley Heaslip. Okay, Chair, we do have quorum.
Thank you, Sarah. Maggie, would you like to do the land acknowledgement this evening?
Sure. As we gather, we would like to acknowledge that we are meeting on the traditional territory of the Algonquin people. We would like to thank the Algonquin people and express our respect and support for their rich history, and we are extremely grateful for their many and continued displays of friendship. We also, thank the generations of people who have taken care of this land for thousands of years. Honoring the traditional territories of the Indigenous peoples is one of the 94 calls to action of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's report. To do this properly, we encourage everyone to learn more about the lands we call home, as we all have a role to play in reconciliation.
Thank you. Does anyone have a conflict of interest to declare? None noted, Sarah. And we need to confirm the minutes from January. So we need to do the following recommended action. And we need to note that the Renfrew Public Library approve the regular board meeting minutes of January the 27th. Can I have a first, please? Jane and Donna second. Thank you very much. And before we continue, I would like to welcome Kelly back. Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Good to see you.
I also have a comment on the minutes.
Oh, please do.
Just one thing, it should be it was acting CEO Murdoch on there instead of deputies.
Thank you. All right, so do we vote on that? Okay. So anything else to mention or discuss or ask about the January minutes? No? Okay, so can we vote, please? All in favor? Okay. Passed and carried. Thank you. Have we found Lauren yet? We're working on it.
There's some technical glitches here.
A little technical glitch, but there she is. Excellent. All right.
Oh, hi. Hi, everyone. I was present at roll call, but I couldn't view anybody in the meeting, and it seemed you couldn't hear me.
Perfect. I will add you in for that.
Thanks, Lauren. Good to see you.
Thank you.
All right. Next on our agenda is the financial statement. So in order to proceed and discuss this, is this correct format, Sarah? That the Renfrew Public Library Board chat and accept the financial statement as presented? Okay, can we please have someone make that? Heather, thank you, and Jane second. Perfect. So we're open for discussion. Any thoughts? No, it was interesting.
So I do have a little bit of update. We finally have the new GLs completed with the new citywide database being put in by the town, which is what's holding up budget this year. So we just got those today. So depending when we start discussing budget at the town, we may need to call a special meeting to go over budget with the board and to have kind of just a meeting to go over budget. But we haven't got the full schedule yet for how the town's rolling out. So once we do, I will, myself or Maggie will reach out and we'll book a meeting for that.
Okay, excellent.
Okay. Can I ask one other thing?
Absolutely, Jane.
Can we, when it comes out, get the 13th month?
And is that something we could do annually anyway?
The auditors, I think generally, or we're short, and also I should say treasury is short staffed right now. They're down to one, because our treasurer our deputy treasurer, just had a baby. His wife just had a baby. So we are short staffed the next 8 weeks, just to let everybody know. Yeah.
Excellent. Any other thoughts, questions? It was very interesting to read this one, wasn't it? Yeah, that was interesting. All right, so we understand that. Anything else, Karen? No? All righty. All right, so then can we take a vote, please, to accept it as presented? All in favor? Okay, carried, passed, and thank you, Lauren. All right, presentations and reports, library statistics. Okay, and they also contain January. Excellent, thanks, Maggie.
It's the January.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
perfect. Were there any particular items that you wanted to discuss, or just kind of going over the difference is between the 2 years?
I
Looks
have a
like,
question about the website visits. Like,
Yes.
It was really low. Is that lack of interest of the website, or were you using other modes of communication?
yeah, no, it was that still how we're trying to calculate the amount of people who go directly to our catalog versus going to our website.
I thought it was just, no, we took visitors. We went to visitors instead of views.
Okay,
That's what that was. Sorry, didn't mean to correct you. I just,
No.
that's, yeah,
no, because we
We're
had
talking
said,
about the website visits?
yeah,
correct.
Your stat that you're looking is different?
Correct. We used to
Oh,
do
I'm
views.
sorry.
And what I was doing, and I kind of forgot to do it because I've been forgetting a lot, is I was going back over the past couple of years and getting the visits from there, but I
enough.
have been forgetting to do that. So I can
Yeah.
do that going
Okay,
forward.
so it isn't
Yeah.
actually like a diminished, it's a different stat.
One was
like
views,
that.
one was visits.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's not that people aren't looking at the website.
No,
no.
but still, like I do think that 800 visits to the website is
It's
good.
still
but-
a lot.
Yeah, but what we had talked about before was people who don't necessarily go to our website first, they use the OPAC. So like if I use my OPAC app, those aren't necessarily counted in our website stats.
Okay.
Because I'll just look up books directly
Are you looking at
on my
the
app.
apps on your phone?
Yeah, there's an iOS app where you
Yeah,
can
I was
just,
gonna say,
yeah.
it's something different, yeah.
yeah,
So I
so-
use that on my
excuse me.
book.
Yeah,
So
so
that
we
would
wouldn't get
count.
that stat.
Okay.
We could look at adding it in,
Oh,
but I just have to reach out to Insignia, but it was something we had talked about at previous meetings.
And I had a question, just about whether or not I'm reading this correctly.
Mhm.
When I look up or interlibrary loans, for example, borrowed, lent, and then audio newspapers in total.
Mhm.
And then under that, it comes overdrive votes, ebooks checked out, audiobooks checked out, e-magazines, and the rest. Could I, in my mind, put those two numbers together and say that was the actual activity in that particular category? Like, could I?
So the difference is one is overdrive. So overdrive is ours, like
Right.
we pay for it. So you're talking about this one and this one?
No, I'm talking about all of them together. Like, is that
Okay,
not
so
all
SELA
activity for us?
It isn't, a SELA is more like they go through them. All we do is
Order them.
we order, but they're not, they're two different systems.
I guess so what I'm asking is,
We can.
are those numbers interactions with our particular library?
Well, the interlibrary loans are,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
And SELA, those are people registered with a library card from
Right.
us. So it'd be like if they borrowed 46 audiobooks from us,
it still
but they're
counts as-
borrowing it from SELA.
Right, but they are our patrons.
Yes.
But
So-
not our materials.
Right,
Yeah.
so they are still interacting with the resources we, RPL, provides.
Yeah, by having a library.
by having a
card.
library card.
Yeah.
You wanna add them together to say that 4,500, 4,600 items.
I would really like to.
Yeah.
But is that reasonable and realistic? That many interactions happened through our RPL library
For
card
this month.
for this month.
Okay, sorry, I apologize. I'm confused. So you want to put interlibrary loans together with CELA, together with
No, she
overdrive?
just wants to add the numbers together to say
Yeah.
that 4,500 items went out of our library.
You just
We
want
use
an
our
extra
numbers.
line.
Is it, no,
I don't
no,
even have
but-
to change anything, just
But
in
that's
my
our
own
total
mind.
circulation line.
Okay, so is that what that total
Mhm.
circulation line is? Okay,
Yeah,
that answers my question.
okay, good.
So thank you.
Yes.
Yes, I'm just thinking, where is the total?
Yes,
all
where it says
interactions?
total circulation, that is our total.
Alrighty,
I
Yeah.
didn't notice that line.
I didn't either, thank you. Thanks, Kelly.
I'm sure you do it every month.
Yes.
I
Yes.
noticed.
Okay, so I didn't go down on my screen to put that together.
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to know how many interactions,
Yes, that is
That's-
every, yeah.
and that's a really great number.
That's a lot of interaction for the month,
It is. That's very positive, in my opinion.
for how many people live and actually have library cards. That's a
Mhm,
lot.
mhm. Thanks, Kelly. Thanks, Maggie.
Problem. Yeah, so were there any other questions about the stats? Like, it does look like we are down a bit from last year, but that's also just the handover from December to January and getting those new items in. Like, they are coming in, but they're
In January was
trickling.
fine.
I'd also just like to note that I noticed the difference, the circulation numbers from year to year, but I just noticed they're roughly the same as January of 22, and we also had an extremely cold winter that winter. Extremely
Yeah.
cold and a lot of snow. And I do think
Yeah.
that has an impact as well.
It does, especially for even like our in-person visits. Well, it also, we have a new system to track them, but you'll notice that they're quite down. And it did, I think, as well as, like you said, Lauren, that it has to do with the weather.
Yeah, good point.
Any other questions about the stats?
Anybody else? Lauren, anybody? Anything else? Okay. Activity reports next.
So as most of you probably know, our book tree was vandalized the same evening that the big machines in town were spray painted. So we were able to clean the windows, but we're looking at painting the interior where the paint would come off the wood in the spring, and also looking at maybe finding a way to replace the doors. Although they are cleaned, they're just kind of icky looking now. So we're working on that, and we are removing the in memoriam sign, and we're going to replace it just because it did get hit with the red paint. And we're going to look at it like a smaller, maybe metal sign that will go well with our book tree signage, our original book tree signage. And also just like a note, we did just find today that someone had also spray painted the connection center. They got, it must have just happened because a patron just told us that it looks like someone painted it. So they just got the the Renfrew Pride sign that was on the side of the door, and then on the door they got some in the keyhole. And but
Disappointing.
it is disappointing, but I was able to scrub some off, and we're going to get the rest off tomorrow, hopefully. So this will come up later in the meeting as well with Kelly's work plan, but there is a policy update schedule going to be shared and rolled out. Madeline is settling in well. We were very happy that she came her first day, and immediately she just did a little bit of training on the desk, but jumped right into the programs. And we were able to get the program brochure out, and she was able to have some of her own original programming in there, as well as what Jana had already lined up. So we're really happy with that. And I think she's going to be a great fit for us. We've hired a third student who will take those alternating Saturday shifts that we were having trouble with filling. And she'll also fill when our students are on vacation. The other students are on vacation, and she did her 40 hours of volunteer work with us, so we're happy to have her. Yeah, she's a big library user. We have posted the summer reading club coordinator position and we've received a few applications. Excuse me. So hopefully more roll in. That closes March 14th. And yeah, it'll be, Jana will be interviewing with myself for the summer reading club coordinator, and we're hoping to have someone great and bring some new ideas to the summer's reading club. We are coordinating with Sean at the town to organize first aid training for our staff members who need to update theirs because not all of us attended last year's. So once that's done, all of the staff members will have up-to-date first aid training. And we're also looking at, we all had naloxone kits, but they have expired, some of ours. So Madeline is looking into getting some for Macon Heads, and she'll just do the training that's involved with that. We attended the super conference. It was great learning experience. I attended different sessions. Unfortunately, I was battling what turned out to be pneumonia while I was there.
Oh, no.
So, but I had lots of notes, so it was good, and I will put together a report for Kelly. But yeah, there's a great session on the Volt toolkit, which is helpful because I'm still working on that. And the strategic planning was really good. And the one I really enjoyed was creating a discovery space for children, which we'll read about in Kelly's plan as well. So I'm working on the annual report, and once that's done, I will complete the annual survey of public libraries, and I'll present those at the March meeting. Well, I'll present the annual report. The survey goes to OLS or OLA. We have received a grant for seniors programming. Not many details can be shared until the appropriate time. But once the contract is signed on both ends, we'll be advertising it. And it's focused on technology, cultivating a sensory garden, and hosting creative arts workshops. And it will be, some of those programs will be offered bilingually, as well as Anishinaabe. The signage, we were looking for trilingual signage for the garden, as well as for a storytelling workshop would be led by Indigenous storytellers, elders. So more details will come once that's finalized. This Wednesday is the Astronomy in Action Dome. If anyone's available, please come. It's going to be a great program, and we're not sold out. And that was in part of the astronomy library grant that we received through CFUW. So this is the final bit of funding that we're using up, and it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to it. This week is Freedom to Read Week, and it's really important, especially, I don't know if everyone, I actually meant to print a copy of that for you. I will get you one, Donna. Kelly shared an article. People were able to read it, and it's just about intellectual freedom based on when libraries, they were trying to ban books and take things off the shelves, and it was through the library board. So I'll print it out for you, so you'll also have a copy. Yes, the 5th is Staker. Oh, yeah. And then, so during our February 19th staff meeting, Sharon and Madeline volunteered to join our strat planning committee.
Excellent.
Yeah, and then the rest, just if you had any specific questions about programs, Madeline will have a more detailed report next month, but she just had her coming soon in this month's report.
Lots of great stuff going on.
Yeah.
Any comments or questions for Maggie or thoughts to share? Huh? Thanks,
Okay,
Maggie.
perfect.
Excellent. All right, next item, new business. The OLS Board Assembly meeting. All right, so that we can have a chat about this, can we please have someone recommend that the Renfrew Public Library Board appoint library staff and community members to the Strategic Planning Committee? So that's
I
first.
will move it.
Thank you for moving it, Heather and Jane. All right, so now we can chit chat. Excellent. All right, so you said Sharon and Madeline have volunteered. That is wonderful. Anybody else have thoughts for chit chat, or how do we proceed with this? Yes,
When do we hear from the coordinators or the ones that are going to help us?
so here is what I know. We have been assigned an individual named Allison Pilon with one L. That's how you spell her name, Sarah. And she is most anxious and eager, I'll say, to get together on a Zoom chat. She tossed out the idea of February the 27th, but said that she was open to anything. I told her that I could not confirm anything until I spoke to you and was directed by you as to how to proceed and what dates would be more appropriate. And she was wide open to that too. So she's ready to go and wants to have that initial chit chat with us whenever we are ready. Yeah.
So is that just, I'm assuming that's just with the committee then? She just wants to talk with the committee?
Yes.
Because, okay,
Yes.
because if not, we'd have to call a special meeting.
Yes, no, it's just for
Just the committee, so, okay.
And at the moment, we don't have, like, the committee as it is right now, as we know it to be, with the joining of Sharon and Madeline. They haven't met, so they haven't had a chance to decide who's going to chair it or how that works.
You may want to have just the initial meeting with her to help guide everything.
And meet,
Like the committee can go ahead and meet with
oh,
Allison.
yes, exactly.
And then she'll probably set up next steps from there.
And exactly, okay,
That'll be my
yeah.
advice.
Any other thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know, for February 27th, I don't know their availability.
I don't think that's reasonable either. And I did explain that to Allison at the time because I did give her tonight's date
Hmm.
of this meeting. She just,
So that's Friday?
yeah, so it was
Thursday.
just,
Did she have a time?
just let me just double check here.
Yeah.
She was very eager and keen to get started. At the moment, it's tentatively scheduled for 2. Again, she knows that we cannot commit until I get back to her. So tentatively, Allison Pilon, Zoom meeting at 2 on Thursday. Her email said she's more than happy to accommodate
You
us
could send an invite out to everybody and then
for that
if
particular
enough
meeting.
people decline, then you can just change it, but you can send an invite out and see what happens.
Okay. Your thoughts, everybody?
Sure.
Well,
just-
my thoughts are that if you're just meeting with her to sort of introduce the committee, not everybody can be there, but if you're getting next steps, then maybe that's all right. If not, everybody's able to make it anyways.
Thoughts, everybody?
Can you go over again who's on our committee?
Sarah, can you help us with that, please? Thanks for that, Lauren. Good point.
You'll have to give me a second just to go back to our previous motions to find that.
So I know
I remember doing that.
Haley,
Myself.
you, yeah, Donna,
I was not.
no, I was,
That was it, only Donna, myself.
Tracy, Sharon, Madeline,
I am.
and Maggie, yeah. Okay, and Kelly, yes. And this is all new to us, Kelly, so in your absence, we have tried to plot on
No, that's great.
with
Perfect.
wisdom of Jane and Donna, which was invaluable, since none of the rest of us have been through this. Yeah, no, it was wonderful. Yeah, it was great.
So are you going to send out an invite for 2 p.m. and just see who's available, Tracy?
I can certainly do that.
Now, at one point, there had been a mention of doing things at night. Is that still a possibility by Zoom?
Anything's on the table. I don't know about Allison either. I don't know.
And Haley, because Haley is working, right?
Yeah,
So-
lots of people are working
Yeah,
and
so 2 is not the best time. That was-
I
absolutely.
can do some nights, a little bit harder for Maggie and I.
Yeah,
That's the
Or
only
by,
problem.
oh, I was just thinking Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
It's
don't want
kind
to
of
be
a-
presumptuous for anybody.
No.
Lots of people work, lots of people have other commitments, and that's why I was worried about Thursday. For the same reason. It's quick, but as Lauren just mentioned, we might be
I
able
can't
to
do
at least figure out her thoughts. I don't know. How do you feel about that? And
Well,
just see where we go from there?
We'll just get some next steps because otherwise you spend all this time sort of getting everybody together only to hear, just what the next steps are. And then I just think it's a little bit more efficient to get the next steps and then go ahead and begin planning when everybody can meet.
Thoughts, everybody?
Sure.
Yeah,
Is
that
the
makes
27th
sense, doesn't it?
Friday or Thursday?
Thursday.
Thursday.
I can't.
So it's the 26th at 2.
27.
All right, 27th, 26th is Wednesday. Thank you. All right, so you're asking me to send her, Allison, a note and let her know that, oh no, send out an invite to see who's available.
Okay.
And then I'll confirm it with her, with
Mhm.
Allison. And I'll let everybody know where we stand. And then we'll just take it from there. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Lauren? Yeah, makes sense? Okay, I'm happy to proceed with that. So how do we,
So I made note of who you said was being appointed, so you just have to vote that you are appointing additional members that are library staff and community members.
okay,
So then you can reread the motion there for clarity.
okay, so that we are going to vote that the Renfrew Public Library Board appoint library staff and community members to the Strategic Planning Committee. Okay, so all in favor of that? Okay, carried. Thanks, Lauren. So how do we proceed with the board directing me to go ahead and get in touch with Allison Pino?
Okay.
Or
we
is
can do
that
as a
just-
separate,
Does that need a,
Does that have to be a motion?
that's was my question.
I don't think that
No,
has to be a motion.
I can just put in the minutes that
Yeah,
it's being
just-
directed.
yeah.
Put it in,
Does
okay,
have to be a motion.
all right. Great. All right. So, where do we stand on all of this? Are we,
You've already voted?
we've already voted, so conversation on this topic
Yeah.
is finished and we're going to move on. Okay, great. So next on our agenda is your annual work plan presentation, Kelly.
Okay, so this is a draft. If the board thinks that I'm on the right track, then I will bring the official one next meeting for approval. I just figured it should probably be up for discussion first. So again, under the different, I went with the strategic directions based on our strat plan that ended December 2024. I should also note that probably next month, hopefully next month, probably going to be quite a bit on next month's meeting, but either next month or April, I will be bringing forward, there were not initiatives. The library was included in the Arts Heritage Culture Plan and the CS Mari Plan, which is the Community Support, Multiculturalism and Anti-Racism Plan. So I am going to be bringing forward some of the, what's the word I'm looking for? Directions that were identified in those plans that we may want to look at for 2025. But I kept it, I'm going to keep that separate than our work plan, which is focused on our strat plan, if that makes sense. So under the communication, the first thing is developing a multi-year policy schedule outlining mandatory policies. One such as the workplace harassment, health and safety have to be reviewed every year, but then we need to start getting through that policy manual. So I think if we have a schedule, it's going to make it a lot easier. Our new CAO did that for council and it's a great idea. It keeps everybody kind of, we know what's coming up. You'll know what policies to review, all that kind of stuff. So I will have a schedule together for the next meeting. So that's one of the directions. The other one is one of the tasks. The other one is marketing. We struggle with our marketing. Maggie and I have talked about this a few times. So one of the big things this year is looking at how we're marketing, where we're marketing, and what changes that kind of thing can be made. So that's another thing. The big one that kind of came out of one of the sessions I went to at the Super Conference was the session that I went to on intellectual freedom, which was a huge eye opener for me about what's happening in Canada. And I think we're going to be seeing a lot of challenges, changes, that's going to, it's slowly coming. During the session that I attended, the gentleman who presented it was the head of the Center for Intellectual Freedom. And he had said between getting ready for the presentation and doing the research, 48 more parent groups have come up in Canada challenging books. So it's coming. So I think we really need to start focusing on how we're going to, through policy, through displays or everything else, how we're going to make sure that we're very clear about where we stand and what we do. Under continuous improvement, the big one for us is going to be reconfiguring the space that was previously held by the Connection Center. So there are some ways forward, but we will be bringing a plan to the March meeting of exactly how we see things working there, a little bit more detailed. So this is I did outline some of the ways that what we're going to be doing. The other big one is creating a makerspace, which I have wanted to do forever. So part of that will be policy, where again, I'll bring it forward for discussion. The idea we have is to repurpose the program room only for library use and create it into a makerspace area. And then some of the things is, one of the things we've been talking about with Jana, especially, is moving some of the programs to the youth center at my fam, exploring possibilities for outreach in other areas, including Horton. And then the other big one, this is from the International Federation of Library Associations. So one of the big things that's happening is with the decrease of local news. For example, we lost our newspaper. That was a huge hit for our community. It's a really important time for us to start focusing on digital literacy, online safety. The other thing that this report talks about, if we have a chance, it's an excellent report. It also talks about the fact that there's a loss of trust in government, in organizations, all that kind of stuff. So it's how the library can sort of deal with that, help support the community, and help sort of increase the feeling about the library in the community. And again, just noting that these are these come on top of all the regular day-to-day. I always like to say that just so that we're clear that these are initiatives above and beyond the everyday. So that's sort of what we've kind of lined up for 2025. And I don't know if there's any questions, concerns, something else you think we should be looking at.
Any thoughts or questions, anybody?
Like the focus of this, it's really like the library of just growing and I agree that we are heading down a road right now, and will come from the library and feel safe and get to themselves. I think that's amazing.
Our mission, vision, and values. All right, anybody else?
Can I just ask a question about the connection center? So it's now exclusive
As of March 31st.
That's good to know.
Remember last year, you were very excited about all of the endless possibilities for that space whenever it became available again.
Still out.
And grinning from ear to ear again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but lots of times big.
Yes.
I did want to just say something before we move on. I just wanted to say that the article that was shared around was really terrifying and fascinating, and thank you for sharing it. And I do think that's an important role for the library going forward to consider supporting, I don't know, intellectual freedom, trust in a official news outlets, community engagement, protection for communities that seem targeted, like trans communities or LGBTQ. I think, well, that was raised in the article, and I think that's really awful how they're being targeted, and they should be protected and promoted going forward. And the other thing I did want to just mention, this isn't really a great time or space, but I really don't have a lot of free time. I did want to raise an idea that I've had. Pianos in our community are having difficulty finding new homes. So I just wanted to suggest that it might be just an idea, either for the library to have a piano sometime, or for Mattaway or My FM Center to consider taking some of these on. I can connect you with people that are either giving away pianos or tend to hear about these sort of things. Yeah, pianos and musical instruments. I think it's been on the news that this is a problem in other communities in Canada, and I know that it's here as well. So I just wanted to mention it, because if there wasn't any interest, we can talk about it more.
Thanks, Lauren. All right, anybody else? Anything to come up or question or?
I like the idea of pianos.
Me too, yeah.
That's not something I would have ever thought of.
No,
Yeah.
There are a lot of music. So we have our Beyond Books collection where we have the extras.
but, yeah.
There's a lot of libraries that do lend ukuleles. We have a guitar actually, but it's just actually where we're going to store them, and who is going to care for that?
Right.
Because piano, like I've had a piano and they go out of tune,
Yes.
and then it's like, who is moving this piano? Especially if it's not just a keyboard, if it's a stand-up. So yeah, because that was the issue with our guitar, because we'd have to make sure it's in tune, and we don't necessarily have the key. Like I could do that, but that's the only issue when we have these extra collections. Who's going to care for them? Like what staff member is fair? Who can do it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Actually,
anyway, but I do,
yeah.
I love
Yeah,
the
I know
idea
that's,
of it.
yeah, it was just a suggestion, but actually tuning a piano is about $130 a year. Our piano tuner, he happens to know people contact him looking for places for their old pianos to go. I know of a neighbor who has a relative who's trying to get rid of an old piano. They can't find anywhere for it to go. So it's just, it was something that I just wanted to bring to people's attention, because I don't know if the library is interested, but if schools are interested, or if, if the youth center or something like that, because people on the board are sort of connected, I thought I would just bring it to the attention of the board.
That's great.
Okay. Are we good, everybody?
From our chair?
Pardon me?
Anything from our chair? Want to pick up to the plan?
Oh, vision and values. Yes. I mean, yes, it's addressed all of it. Yes. Is that what you were wondering?
Yep, just want to be sure.
Yep. Yes. No. Great, Kelly. Thank you. I read it thoroughly before attending this evening. Yeah, and that was exactly what came to my mind.
Oh, and I just want to get input from everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have any other input?
Or anything we think we're missing, or.
Yeah, and we do have an opportunity to go away and give it some thought.
Yeah.
So that's always a good thing, and thank you for that. All right, so no action required on this at this time, other than pondering it till our next meeting. Okay, great. All right, the next item on our agenda is our 2025 meeting calendar, and thank you, Sarah, for making it so beautiful and easy to follow and save. So that we can talk about it, could we have it put on the table, please, that the Renfrew Public Library Board approve the 2025 meeting dates? Does anybody have any thoughts, any issues?
Can we get a mover and a seconder just for the motion?
Oh, okay, great. Thank you, Haley and Heather. Thanks, Sarah. So does anything jump out at anyone right now?
So we're not meeting in December. Which is fine, like, if we need to have 7, there's 9, so it's.
Yeah, yeah, so we're still within our
Yes, I
number.
didn't notice it last time.
Haley, did you have something?
No, all good.
Lauren? Things come up during the year for
I-
everybody.
Yeah, I don't have any issues with it.
Nothing jumped out at me immediately either.
I'll be traveling a bit for work, but
And I think
Easy
that that's reasonable to understand for everyone that there will be times. But other than that, nothing specific. Thank you for making that, Sarah. Excellent. Okay, so. All right, so all in favor of approving the 2025 dates? Okay, thank you. Thanks, everybody. All right. Do we have any upcoming items for the next board meeting that haven't already been mentioned that we need to toss out now? Anybody? Maggie, did you flip?
Well, just how Sarah put this together, I think we had talked about us doing one with library annual events.
Yes.
So I'll try to have it for March,
So-
but we have a lot. But it was just like, say things like Freedom to Read Week or
Mhm.
Ontario Public Library Week. If we provided the board with a calendar like that,
Mhm.
that said these things will be happening annually.
Could I add it to that little informal
Oh,
sheet that I made?
Your year at a glance.
My year at a glance?
Yeah, we could.
Or is that, would you rather have it on this calendar?
I think having it on the calendar is just handy because then everything for the board is in one spot.
That would be nice.
It's,
Yeah.
Is that feasible, Sarah,
it's Sarah
to
sent
do
me
that?
You could also put it in the board portal.
it. Okay, yeah. And then they
This
just,
was love, I've never looked. at the
I
board.
know, that's why I'm forcing you guys into the board portal.
I'll say I don't have access
I-
to the board portal.
Oh, okay, I'll have to get you the password.
Cool, cool, cool.
We'll start putting
Yeah.
everything in the board portal.
Love that.
And then that way,
I'm fine with that.
everybody can explore the
I'll
board
have it
portal.
printed for you.
And I will then take it from the board portal and put it on our year at a glance, our little cheat sheet.
Yeah.
So to speak. So
but
yes,
yes,
we're-
but
You only
that,
get one
that is
copy, I
something,
get.
that is something that I might bring to the next meeting. If I have it ready
And put it in the board portal.
and put it.
And put it in the book. Thank you, Maggie.
No problem.
You're gonna be good.
All right. So-
See? Jane is lovely.
I was,
She is.
I was also gonna bring up, last meeting, I had brought up the proposal of a board kind of like onboarding package.
Mhm.
So I have drafted something.
Oh, we have
Um,
an onboarding package.
Okay.
Like the, well, she
Something
had the
like-
presentation from this year.
No, I
Yeah.
did an onboarding,
Okay.
so, I can share that. I did do an
Yeah.
onboarding. And it's a board
Probably in the
portal.
board
As
portal.
opposed to that.
Cool.
So once you have access,
Okay, and then if I have
Yeah,
any
okay.
questions, I'll
yeah,
send them back, because I did draft something, but
sorry,
No,
I
just with
hadn't, I hadn't
questions.
seen.
that's okay. That's why I figured I'd bring it up at this meeting. 'cause Kelly's back.
Okay, so
Yes.
where are we standing on this?
So before
Kelly
the
will
next
send it
meeting,
over.
Kelly will share with.
Yeah, I'll share it
Okay.
with Lauren and with Haley for the board portal. And everybody else who's forgotten. to ask the password.
Perfect.
Would you please? Thank you.
Probably my email.
All right, thank you. Anything else?
So I can't get into my Teams on my phone. I thought I could. It's blocking me. There was a few reports that we have to bring for the next board meeting, but I can't recall them offhand right now.
All right.
So I think your schedule, is that what you mean?
Yeah, but I had like.
Do you mean
4
from this meeting?
Oh, is it just from this meeting? Like it's not stuff that's gonna be coming that's not in discussed yet?
But we're still in upcoming items for next.
But that's
board
what I
meeting.
mean. That's what I mean. Like
Yes.
when you
Is
say
there anything
upcoming
she
items,
needs?
stuff that's coming out of this meeting that's coming to the next one, or you just want everything that's coming to the next meeting?
If there's anything that you want to be included in the agenda, we can
Sure.
mention it now, or you can speak with me.
Okay, I will send it to you after because I can't access it.
Yep.
Sorry.
All righty, so are we good? All right, so our next meeting,
We'll need,
pardon
oh
me,
no, never mind.
We don't need a motion.
You don't
for
need a
that.
motion.
No, I learned
Everyone-
that
I
last
was looking
time.
back at the calendar.
That's
I'm like,
okay. I
"Yes,
learned that
we're here."
last time. I don't really need a motion for this, right? Our next meeting will be on March the 17th at 5 PM.
And it'll be short.
And we'll all be in green.
And we'll all be, yeah, we could be very festive. Yes, we can. So I don't believe we need a motion to adjourn either, do we?
No.
So we are adjourned, everybody. Thank you.
Perfect.
Thanks, Lauren. Bye.
Just give me a second to pull us off. Zoom
We're
there.
still live.